Hi. Yeah, take your picture.
By the way, I didn't mean to totally
I'm
ignore
good.
you.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
kidding.
that is for sure. Yeah.
There's so many things that gather up.
I do. Yeah.
Look at my damn. I don't look at Venmo every 5 minutes. It's about like $600-$700. I have no reason to go in there unless I know you tell me, Bob, I'm going to be doing some, then I'll go look. But if I have no reason to no, I don't. You know, yeah, I've been the last yeah, I think we met. Your brothers. Alright. Yeah, okay. Your last name? Okay. So you're Argentina. Argentina. Really? I never knew that. Goodness. That's cool.
How are you? Yeah, do you know when you
Does everybody know what the Revolutionary War was all about? There's actually a few hands going up. We were under the rule of the British, of the English, and they were taxing our early residents, and the residents got all upset about that, and they said, you know, we're not going to pay this anymore. Let's start our own country. We're here. It's a new country. And so a group of men dressed as Mohawk Indians decided when a load of tea came in, they were going to throw it into Boston Harbor. And they did. They boarded the ship and they threw all the tea into the Boston Harbor and said, we are not going to pay the tax and we don't want your tea. Well, the British kind of upset with that, decided they were going, wait a minute, bunch of rebels, we're not going to put up with this. Well, eventually turned into a fight and then a war called the Revolutionary War, because our citizens then were revolting against British rule. And so we had 124 men from Sturbridge. These are farmers. They've got farms to tend to. And this took place in the month of April. This was planting time. But they had joined together early on and formed a militia. It's a small army. And we had 124 men, farmers mostly, and sons of farmers, who were in the Sturbridge militia, and they marched to Lexington and Concord. Now, marching from here to there meant probably 3 or 4 days marching. There was no such thing as cars. They'd never even heard of an automobile. There were no trains, no buses. So they had to walk that distance. So this is the same thing as if you all, somebody said, we got a thing going on in Boston, we're going to walk to Boston and see it, and we're going to fight the people that are causing a problem there. We'd say, what? Walk to Boston? You got to be crazy. But they did. And we won. And so we got our freedom from the Revolutionary War, where our early citizens fought to make us a free country. And so we're celebrating this today. As I said earlier, I did this in first grade when the teacher asked us to come out, each take a flower, and this is what you're going to do this morning. Wherever you see an American flag, you place the flower that will be given to you as you go through the gate. It's a burial ground, a cemetery. You need to be quiet when you're in the cemetery. No running. If you trip on the tree, you can go home with a broken arm. I'm going to get a phone call from your mom or your dad or your guardian and say, hey, what'd you do to my kid? So, just go through quietly and place a flower wherever you see the American flag. Everybody clear on that? Yes. Okay, we'll get the program started. And thank you for being here. Because I was just a little kid in first grade and I didn't know what a war was, but we did it. It's so nice to have Mr. Pelly bring you here and take part in this. Thank you. We're going to start the program with everybody, those of you that can, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. And to you young people, the flag is at half-mast because of an incident in Texas this week. But the flag is not a piece of cloth. It's not a rag. It is a symbol of America. It is the symbol that you as Americans can enjoy your freedom here. So when you say the Pledge of Allegiance, it's a lot more than just pledging or talking about a piece of cloth up there. Okay, hands over hearts. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the students will sing for us, God Bless America. And I think if there's a time and place that God should come down and help this country, it is now.
Amen.
Children, please. Well done. Thank you. We normally have our town administrator give a welcome to everyone here, but Sturbridge is in flux right now. We have an outgoing town administrator and an incoming town administrator. Neither one could be here this morning, but I did send a letter to our incoming town administrator, and she very much wants to see what we do here on this day. And Robin Grimm said that she will be here next year. For the Board of Selectmen, Chairman Mary Blanchard.
Right at my height. Good morning, and I'd like to welcome you all to the old burial ground, especially the students. It is a very fitting place to celebrate Memorial Day. Memorial Day, as you students know, I hope, we honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. And we have how many buried here, Bob?
100? Well, here we have 64.
64 who gave their lives in the American Revolutionary period for our freedom, so that we can enjoy our freedoms and this gorgeous day. So again, welcome.
Thank you, Mrs. Blanchard. If you look at the back of your program, you'll see the list of men who are buried here. At the left side of their name, you will see a plot number. If you see a name or somebody or relative that you want to visit and go to their grave, that is their grave site. The first number will be, starting at the bottom, is row 1 and working their way up. So if you look at that first number, it'll tell you what row it is and then the number next to it will be the number of graves in from the wall. We have a new state senator who, I've forgotten the town, the state, the town. And then in an era when we had these printed, we didn't print down who he was. His name is Ryan Fatman, and he couldn't be here. He and our representative, Todd Smoller, are both working for us. Yay! They're working on the state budget this week. So whatever comes out, I sent a note to Representative Smoller and says, remember the old folks. Cut back where you can. So we have in place of Mr. Batman his Director of Constituent Services, Kylie Gibbons. Kylie, nice welcome to Sturbridge.
That's perfect, thank you. Good morning, thanks for having me. As Bob said, I work for State Senator Ryan Fatman. And because of redistricting, that means that Senator Fatman now represents the wonderful town of Sturbridge. And we're so excited to be here to learn more about the town, and we're excited to be at events like this to learn about the things that are important to you, because they're also important to Senator Fatman. So Senator Fatman is a huge advocate for those who are serving to fight for the freedoms that our country has. And those freedoms started, as Bob said, right here. They started during the Revolutionary War. And taking time on a day like this, especially a weekend like Memorial Day, is so important. We can't forget the reason that we're here today, that we have the freedom to be in school, for both boys and girls being in school. The reason that we're able to live and to do things and to attend various community organizations is because of the freedom that was fought for and won here during the Revolutionary War. So we're excited to be here. Bob, thank you so much for inviting us, and we look forward to the rest of the program. Thank you.
I received a note this morning from Representative Smoller who said, and something he told me he may not be, they are doing the budget process at the State House this morning, all this week, and so otherwise he would be here. But I know that he has enjoyed coming to this. He's enjoyed listening to the children and seeing them place the flowers on the graves of our deceased Revolutionary War soldiers. So, moving right along, we are especially honored this morning. We've never had anybody from Boston come and speak to us or take part in our program. But today, I'll back up a little bit to talk to the children. Two organizations were formed after the Revolutionary War and the wars following it. But this is a group, and in order to be a member, you have to have had somebody that fought in the Revolutionary War. And they are called the Society for the Daughters of the American Revolution. And the men are the sons of members of the American Revolution, the SAR and the DAR. And we are especially honored this morning to have the boss of the ladies. I can't imagine that kind of a job, but the Massachusetts State 8th Regent for the Daughters of the American Revolution, Paula Pratt Rinkus. Thank you and welcome to Sturbridge.
Thank you, Bob. I'm very happy to be here. I'm glad he did a little explanation to you. In order to join the DAR or the SAR, which I'm sure many of those men are out there, you have to prove your lineage right back to a Revolutionary War patriot. And it could have been someone that was a soldier, someone that supplied food or clothing or supplies, or worked in the town, helping the town government run while the war was going on. So it's an honor to be here. We all value what our ancestors did and provided for our freedoms. And I'm so happy to see all of you here. I didn't know there was going to be a nice group of kids, and that's great that you're going to get to do this for these graves. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the invitation. I'm glad to be here, and it's a beautiful day, and I hope you enjoy this and get a lot out of this. I don't know when you get your history lessons coming up, like what year it is, but there'll be a lot to learn about the Revolution. Thank you.
On November 10th, we expect to see her come back again when we recognize all these same patriots by placing new American flags in the flag holders that the Lions Club put here 2 years ago.
Well, there'll be a new state region,
Okay?
but you'll come if you can.
You can come as a visitor.
That's right, I can come as
Sure.
the honorary. That's right.
Past DAR Regent, ta-da-da-ta-da.
Yeah,
Right?
okay.
Sure.
Right.
Okay. Daughters of the American Revolution. We've had a Daughter of the American Revolution come to each of these, the 6 years that we've been doing this program. Anne-Marie Safi, please come to the microphone and don't trip.
Good morning, and thank you to Bob for continuing to do this event to honor these Revolutionary War patriots that are buried here. But I also have a surprise for Bob. The DAR wants to honor Bob for his work in honoring our patriots. This is a brand new commendation from the National Society of Daughters of the American Revolution. The DAR America 250 commendation is for recognition of a non-member individual who has demonstrated extraordinary efforts to not only honor the men and women who achieved American independence, but also to educate others about their service and sacrifice. This is the certificate. It reads, the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution, 1776 to 2026, DAR America 250 commendation, presented to Robert Briere for demonstration of extraordinary effort in raising awareness of revolutionary patriots in America's 250th anniversary.
We have a medal here for you to wear. And just to add a little bit more, I don't know how much of you are aware, but the 250th is coming up in 2026. I happen to be on Governor Baker's 250 Commission with a large group of other people trying to plan events like we did for the bicentennial. So there's going to be a lot of things happening in the next years and a lot of attention to the Revolutionary War. So Bob, thank you for all the work you have done here these last many years. And we have a pin for you to also wear, a medal.
I will wear it proudly.
I'm sure.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What a surprise and what an honor. I've often wondered, sons and daughters of the American Revolution, I think it would be nice to be a member of that, but I didn't have any relatives who fought in the Revolution. I think they fought, but I think it was with each other maybe. Whatever. Helen Poirier is the regent of the Daughters of the American Revolution for the General Ebenezer Learned chapter. Helen? I like it.
Thank you again for having me come. And there's not much more I could say than the other two ladies have said. But I also would like to address the children saying, we do have a CAR, Children of the American Revolution.
Very good, yeah.
So you can have a lot of fun. And if you look back into your genealogy and see if there's somebody in there, we would very much like to have the children partake of it too. So thank you again, and
Welcome back. Thank you. Anne-Marie, have I missed anyone that I should be asking? Okay, thank you. Now, I haven't taken the time to look, oh my goodness. Guys got guns. Well, sometimes having a gun is a good thing. All we hear about in the news now, it's a bad thing. But if our ancestors didn't carry a gun and fight for our country, we wouldn't, first of all, we probably wouldn't be here, none of us. But from the Sons of the American Revolution, their commander of the Colonel Henry Knox Regimental Color Guard is here. And Commander Chris, would you like to say a few words? Wherever you disappeared to. They will be firing a salute at the end of the program, so no running over and trying to pick up anything off the ground. That will cause great harm to your fingers.
I just want to say, again, thank you for allowing us to be here. It's an honor and a pleasure every year to do this. I'm really happy to see you guys back this year. The first time I did it, y'all were here, and then we missed you for a few years, so I'm glad that you're back. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to do a toast to the flag. Here's to the red of it. There's not a thread of it, no nor a shred of it, and all the spread of it from foot to head. But heroes bled for it, face steel and lead for it, precious blood shed for it, bathing it red. Here's to the white of it, thrilled by the sight of it, who knows the right of it, but feels the might of it through day and night. Womanhood cared for it, made manhood dare for it, purity's prayer for it, keeps it so white. Here's to the blue of it, beauteous view of it, heavenly hue of it, star-spangled dew of it, constant and true. Diadems gleam for it, state stands supreme for it, liberty's beam for it, brightens the blue. Here's to the whole of it, the stars, stripes, and pole of it, the body and soul of it, oh, and the roll of it, sun shining through. Hearts in the cord for it, swear by the sword for it, thanking the Lord for it, red, white, and blue.
Thank you, Commander. Very nicely done. Captain Parker, did you wish to say a few words? Glad he's walking and not running because he tripped on the roots in her hair.
Well, good morning, everyone. Glad to see you all here today. We represent the Sturbridge Militia Company. There was 3 companies in Sturbridge that responded and prepared for the events in 1775. Just hang on one second. Make sure she's okay. Someone just fell, probably slipped on the grass. But we're here, again, we're dressed as the Minutemen would have been dressed at that time, and we're honored to be part of this. Again, we represent a small portion of the total number that served the Sturbridge area during the American Revolution. And just remember, in 1775, Sturbridge included the area which is now Southbridge, so it was a much larger area at that time. But again, we're glad to participate here, and we hope you enjoy it and remember what this weekend is all about. And we're honoring those people today in this cemetery. So thank you.
Thank you, Captain Parker, a.k.a. Doug Quigley. And now, please welcome the lady that brought all her children. These are her children.
They are my children.
To be with us today and to place the flowers. Kathleen Pelly.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Mary, I can't agree more. This is a wonderful way for us to commemorate Memorial Day, bringing the children here to have an authentic learning experience. The past 2.5 years have presented a whole lot of challenges and have not allowed us to have these opportunities. So I do need to thank Bob for his persistence and his dedication to this event and the one in November as well, to bring the Burgess children here. So thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
I want to thank Burgess staff, Maureen McCune, teacher, 5th grade teacher, Melissa Morney, 5th grade teacher, support staff, Deb St. Laurent, and Mr. Dan Minchoff, our instrumental band director. Just a side note, this is Mr. Minchoff's last Memorial Day program. Well, tomorrow will be his last Memorial Day program at Burgess, as Dan is retiring after a storied career at Burgess. It's so easy for me to say to Bob, yes, we'll come. It's actually these folks who do all the work to prepare the children for today. So thank you, everyone, and back to you, Bob.
Thank you very much. I find out the people in the yellow jackets, they're here somewhere. There they are. I lose track of my people. Members of the Sturbridge Lions Club, we've been here for 56 years in Sturbridge doing things for the community. And they will be out here in between the stones. Children, if you have a problem getting a flag in the holder, rather placing the geranium, I get confused in two programs. Placing a geranium, just look for one of them and raise your hand, and they'll come over and give you a hand. The most important part of this morning, and every year that we do this, is the placing of a geranium, as we did back in 1939 on the graves of the Revolutionary War patriots. So children, if you line up, as you pass through the gate, you will be handed a flower, and just go wherever you see an American flag, just put the pot on the ground in front of the gravestone. When you're done, you come back out through the gate and get to the end of the program where the soldiers will be firing a salute. Some of you may get to do this twice because I think we have more flowers than youngsters. Okay. Thank you, children. Job well done, and it's a pleasure to have had you here. And now, would everybody pay attention to the militia, who will now fire a salute to the deceased men, our patriot residents of the old burial ground. And please stay at attention, and you'll hear the sound of taps being played by two of the band and the chorus at Burgess. Commander, it's all yours. Last minute instructions for our bugles, our trumpeters. And so the sounding of taps means the end of the day. If you were in the service, you'll hear taps played. At funerals for military people, the final act will be the playing of taps, which is this country's way of saying thank you and goodbye. In England, they play Lights Out. And again, it's very solemn, everybody's quiet, and it's the end of the program. A final thank you to each and every one of you that participated, and each and every one of you that has come out to witness. The Burgess children from grade 5, their teachers, the Colonel Henry Knox Militia, and the Sturbridge Militia for taking part in this. Thank you all, and I really appreciate you being here. Thank you, Ms. Pelly.